Okay, real talk. When was the last time you actually knew off the top of your head how much money you had in your bank account right now? Not roughly, not I think I'm good. I mean the actual number. If you had to pause and think about that, you're not alone. Most of us are just kind of vibing through our finances. Money comes in, money goes out, and we hope that it works out by the end of the month. But here's the thing, this isn't a new problem. People have been avoiding their numbers for literally thousands of years. And the Bible actually calls this out directly. Hey, it's Lynn. Welcome back to Money Moves They Don't Teach Us. Today we're talking about something that sounds really simple, but honestly might be the most avoided habit in personal finance: knowing your numbers. And I want to show you where this idea actually shows up in the Bible. Because it's older than budgeting apps, older than spreadsheets, older than any of it. So there's a verse in Proverbs. So chapter 27, verse 23. It says, "Know well the conditions of your flocks and give attention to your herds." Again, I read Proverbs chapter 27, verse 23 says, "Know well the condition of your flocks and give attention to your herds." Now, most of us don't have flocks or herds unless you're a farmer, but stick with me because this is basically the ancient version of know your numbers. Back then, your flock was your finances. It was your income, your savings, your investments, your business, all rolled into one. If you didn't know the condition of your flock, how many you had, which ones were sick, which ones were thriving, you were financially flying blind. And that could actually ruin you in those days. So when this proverb says, know well the conditions, it's not a suggestion. It's wisdom that assumes that you're paying close attention, not a once-a-year glance, ongoing awareness, being aware all the time. So that's the same energy as checking your bank account, knowing your bills, knowing your debt, knowing what's actually happening with your money, not just when something goes wrong. Here's why I think people like me in our 20s and 30s avoid these type of topics. It's not laziness. I'd say it's usually fear or shame. We avoid the numbers because we're scared about what it says about us. Maybe it's lower than we want. Maybe there's debt that we don't want to face. Maybe checking it admits that there's a habit that needs to be changed. But avoiding your numbers doesn't protect you from it. It just delays you fixing it. Meanwhile, the condition of your flock is still happening, whether you're watching it or not. Money's still leaving your account on subscriptions you forgot. I could tell you, there's some subscriptions I'm like,
huh? When did I sign up for this?
Interest is still piling up on that credit card. Ignoring it doesn't pause it. And honestly, that's the wisdom in this proverb. Not being obsessive or anxious about money. It's saying, pay attention. Pay attention now, consistently, in small ways, so you're never blindsided later. That's actually a more peaceful way to live, not a more stressful one, because who needs that? So what does knowing the condition of your flocks mean in 2026? Because that meant something back in Bible times. Well, my friend, I'm gonna tell you right now. First, know your actual numbers, not roughly, the real actual figure. You need to know the real actual figure that's in your savings, in your checking account right now, and what you owe right now, today. Second, you need to know your monthly flow. What's coming in, what's going out, and where it's going. That's the main thing. You need to know where it's going if it's going out. A lot of us know our income, but couldn't tell you where half of our spending goes. We get paid. The income comes in, you get paid at the end of the month or every 2 weeks. And then as soon as you open your account, you're like, whoa, where's the money? Where's the money gone? It's all gone to bills already. The third thing you need to do is check in regularly, not just when there's a problem. The proverb says, give attention. So that means ongoing, not once a year during tax season. And number 4, know the condition, not just the total. Meaning, which parts of your financial life are actually healthy and which ones need attention. Maybe your savings are solid. You have a good amount of savings in your bank account, but your debt is quietly growing. You won't know unless you're actually watching. What I love about this verse is that it reframes budgeting. It reframes the concept of budgeting. It's not some modern hustle culture invention to make you feel bad about spending money on your morning coffee or spending money on your McDonald's or anything like that. It's just ancient wisdom. Stewardship. It's stewardship. The idea of paying close attention to what you have and taking care of it well. It isn't about greed or control. It's about being a good steward of what's been entrusted to you. And I'd say that shifts the whole feeling around it. When you say checking your bank account stops being this dreaded thing that you worry about after payday, and it becomes something closer to you. You tend to what's yours, like looking after your flock. Your money is your flock. Like checking in on something you actually care about. You worked hard for your money, so you should care about your money. You go in, you clock out. If you have a business, you put in the work, so you should care for that money that you made. So here's your move this week. Money moves, and Lynn Money moves. So here's your move this week. We're doers here. We're not just listeners. So I want you to go on your banking app, pull up your accounts today. Pull up your accounts. Write down the real numbers. Not to judge yourself, just to know. That's step one. Knowing the condition of your flock. If you like this type of video, let me know in the comments. I'm trying to make this a series of money tips that we could find in the Bible. If you like this type of video, money tips and money habits that we can find in the Bible, subscribe right now. Subscribe. Don't forget to join the family. Join the money movers. I'll catch you on the next one.